Greetings from Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. My name is Karen Ratz, and I proudly serve as a licensed practitioner at Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. I wanted to offer a message of hope in this moment of disruption, this moment of divine chaos, and my everlasting hope, belief, and knowing that this divine chaos has a purpose, that there is a better, improved, evolving divine order coming from it. So, it's an interesting time to be named Karen. I'm currently a meme. My name is currently a meme, which is being used on social media to mean an unevolved white woman. And so let me speak from that identity as a Caucasian white woman. That has been my experience. That has been my lived experience in the United States of America. And let me also speak as a metaphysician, somebody steeped in a new thought tradition, which believes it's a philosophy that says we are all one, which does not mean we are all the same. This infinite diversity, this infinite inclusiveness, this oneness is our strength and our power as God beings. So Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of Science of Mind, the philosophy that we teach, has this quote to say, and I think it's perfect for this moment. There is a power around you that knows and that understands all things. This power works like the soil. It receives the seed of your thought and at once begins to operate upon it. It will receive whatever you give into it and will create for you and throw back at you whatever you think into it. It's a very fundamental new thought principle, the soil and the seed. The soil being the one power, the law, the source, the universal intelligence, whatever your name for God. And the seed being our thoughts that we put into it. But let me be clear, the thoughts that we have put into it also include our history. As Americans, as the United States, one of the thoughts we've put into it has been about enslaved people, has been about slavery for 401 years since 1619. One of the thoughts we have put into it is about how we operate from white privilege and white supremacy. Those are systems, systematic thoughts, which means they can be dismantled. I can choose a new thought. As a white Karen, I can choose a new thought, a new system, and live and work into that, because the soil has been working on that for a while. The seeds have been planted for a while, and now we're hitting this amazing tipping point that will bring new things. That will bring new things. I know this as a metaphysician. I know we're on the planet at this moment for these higher thoughts, for this evolution. And we are here as God beings to choose those thoughts, to plant those seeds, and let the soil, the universal intelligence of the soil, do its work, and then we too will be led into right action with that divine power. So I bless and honor this moment of divine disruption. And I've been doing so much listening. It is my personal belief right now that as a person who identifies as white, that I should listen right now. My emotions, my processing does not need to be added on to the BIPOC, the people of color, African Americans experience, and the emotions that we should give, in my opinion, them space to process. So my emotional state is not really what's at issue here. And so I've been listening, and I have been following some amazing people on social media. And there is one particular woman, Brittany Packnett Cunningham, and her handles on Twitter and Instagram are Miss Pacyetti. And she told an amazing story recently, and it's something that she was willing to share about what happened to her at age 16 in high school, and a white boy spat on her, and there were no consequences really for him. And so she lived with it. She realized early on that, okay, there was going to be a different set of rules and justice in that instance. And so she never named his name until recently, but she realized that, okay, and it made her stronger, and she used it. And one of us, she told this story on Twitter and Instagram. She ended with this: "He tried to bury me. He did not know I was a seed." He tried to bury me. He did not know I was a seed. And I went to Ernest Holmes, that is it. She's living that experience. That has motivated. She's put that into her purpose and her why, and been fighting for racial and social justice ever since. That incident didn't define her. She used it as the seed. He tried to bury me, but did not know I was a seed. We are all seeds. Our thoughts that we plant into the soil of universal intelligence is a seed. It is a planting, and now we can cultivate it. We can let Source cultivate it. We can use the divine disruption for systemic change, We cannot and will not go back to sleep. I cannot and will not go back to sleep in any form or fashion. And thankfully, on my spiritual journey, I have no ego I need to protect. I think I've gotten to a point, I believe I've gotten to a point where I can fight for another, and it says nothing about me. I am safe and secure. I can fight for another. I can fight for African American brothers and sisters and people of color and indigenous peoples and anyone that doesn't look like me, and even the ones that do look like me. I can be about inclusion, and it says nothing about me. I cannot and will not be harmed on any level. I'm safe as a white woman. I'm also safe as an eternal soul forever unfolding. And so as a metaphysician, this moment I will use. This moment I will use. And so I want to honor two of my amazing spiritual teachers. Our current spiritual director at Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, Reverend David Alexander, who has been fighting for social justice for many, many, many years. And he speaks so powerfully and teaches so powerfully now from our center about this topic. And Reverend Dr. David Alt, who is my teacher as a practitioner and becoming a practitioner, and was our senior minister at SLCA for many years. And so these two Davids, these two beloveds, have taught me so much. And one of the things I've been remembering recently is David Alt's teaching. It's a Hawaiian tradition that came out of Hawaii, and it's called the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's fun to say, a lot of O's and a lot of P's. Ho'oponopono prayer. And it has 4 steps. And I'm going to offer those 4 steps now. And I offer it to everyone. I'm going to particularly offer it as a woman who identifies as white, has been treated as white in this country, to my African American Black brothers and sisters. I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I apologize. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. That's my prayer. That is my prayer. That is my prayer. Knowing that Source is soil, we are planting the seeds. Every one of you, all of us are seeds. The soil will do its work. I trust in this moment, a true tipping point. Much love from Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. Thank you.